Part 7. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 61. As soon as he walked back to the classroom, he heard praises for Kong Lian. Ah! Lian, you are really amazing. It's really awesome to speak on stage as a student representative. I heard that a TV station will come this time, and the school has also invited several young entrepreneurs, all from our school. What does it mean that Lian can represent all students? It shows that we are very powerful, and we will definitely become excellent entrepreneurs in the future. Kong Lian quietly listened to the compliments of the people around him, always with a faint smile on his face, giving people a sense of comfort without being arrogant or impetuous. Compared to her bustle, Renran's place was much deserted. The closer to the school anniversary, the more lively the campus atmosphere becomes, with lights and colorful decorations everywhere. The focus of the students' discussion is no longer about studies and celebrities, but more about what programs will be performed by each class on the anniversary and which class's program is more impressive. People's expectations, and interesting things that happened on past anniversaries. The morning self-study was over, and Kong Lian came late. Today she looked radiant. This is probably what people call happy events. Kong Lian, what are you wearing on your hand? Hu Zio's sharp eyes saw the watch on her wrist at a glance. Kong Lian said casually, my father brought me a small gift when he returned to China a few days ago. Renran glanced at it and couldn't see clearly, but he roughly knew what kind of watch it was. It was a Patek Philippe diamond watch worth at least 2 million. This is his good father, giving his illegitimate daughter a gift worth millions. If you compare it with yourself, you are really not good at searching. Recently, my mother has been emptying Kongji's pockets, and now it seems that he still has a lot of private property. She knew that he had private property, but judging from the gifts given to Kong Lian, his private property was far more than she imagined. No, we can't let him take it away. We must find a way to make him spit out all the money. At this time, Kong Lian didn't know that her deliberate showing off would set off a trap for her father. I just checked online and found that this watch costs more than 2 million. As soon as the price came out, the students who had been immersed in doing exercises raised their heads and looked at Kong Lian's wrist. Oh my God, this is a house on your hand. More than 2 million, just a watch. Hu Zio looked at the watch, her eyes shining, can I touch it? Kong Lian took it off directly and put it in her hand, you can try it on. Hu Zio was ecstatic and took it carefully. Isn't it pretty? Hu Zio showed off to the students around her. For the price, it looks good even if it doesn't look good. Zhao Yi hated Kong Lian's triumphant appearance because her eyes hurt. Isn't it just a watch? There's nothing to show off. Guo Tongwen nodded, next time I'll wear a more expensive one. Before Renran could speak, Lin Xiaoai said with a smile, if you really want to wear it, you will be at a disadvantage and people will say you are following the trend. Lin Xiaoai's words spoke her heart. Wearing a watch doesn't mean anything. There are many watches of that level in my mother's room. Hu Zia was wearing the watch, deliberately walked to Renran's side, deliberately stretched out her hand, and asked Lin Xiaoai, does it look good? This question was not about Lin Xiaoai, but clearly about Renran. Renran wanted to smile, and the smile had already touched the corners of her lips, but when she noticed the side of the watch, a mark flashed past, so fast that she thought she was being deceived. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 62. Renran resisted the urge to grab her hand and suppress the doubts in his heart. That night, Renran did not go back to the mountainside villa, but went directly back to the Zishan villa where they had stayed before. She went directly upstairs to her mother's cloakroom, opened one of the drawers and rummaged around, but did not find the watch. She continued to look through other drawers, which contained various expensive watches and jewelry, but she couldn't find the one she was looking for. She dialed Rensuya's number and said, "Mom, what's the password to your safe?" Although Rensuya felt confused, she didn't hesitate and said the password directly. She opened the safe, but there was still nothing inside. "Mom, I remember your Patek Philippe diamond watch full of diamonds. I accidentally scratched a mark on it. Do you still remember that watch?" Rensuya hadn't thought of it at first, but after she reminded her, she immediately thought of it. "I know. What's wrong? Do you know where that watch is? Just put it in the drawer, look for it carefully." "I've searched them all, but I haven't seen them." Ren looked around the cloakroom, but there was no such watch at all. How could it be? Rensuya was confused. After a while, she suddenly thought of something. "Oh, I remembered it. Your dad gave that watch to a customer. I remember your dad said that the customer liked the watch very much. He just does what he likes." As she spoke, Rensuya's voice became lower and lower, and she slowly thought of something. "Of course, is that watch in the hands of the mother and daughter?" After receiving her daughter's answer, Rensuya's hand holding the phone tightened unconsciously. "She wore it to school and I saw the scratch and wanted to make sure." "Okay, so good." He could hear her mother's anger, and Ren hurriedly comforted her. "Mom, don't be angry, it's just a watch, it's not worth it. We'll let them eat it and spit it out how they want." "No, I'll let them spit it out twice as much." When she returned to the mountainside villa, Aunt Lee saw her coming back and hurriedly stepped forward to remind her, "Little miss, the miss is in a very bad mood." "I see." Ren took out the fruit from the refrigerator, squeezed a glass of juice for his mother, and went upstairs with the freshly squeezed juice. "Mom." Rensuya turned around. He noticed that the circles under his mother's eyes were red, and knew that she was sad about Konglji's betrayal. "Mom, everything will be fine." Rensuya hugged her daughter. "Of course, it's not worth it for my mother, not for him, but for myself. It's not worth my 20 years of hard work." "I see." She naturally knew that this feeling could not be let go overnight. She was not like this in her previous life. She could not accept the fact that her father betrayed the family and did not love them. The mother's relationship of more than 20 years, and the father-daughter relationship of more than 10 years cannot be abandoned. If it is so free and easy, it can only be said that that person has no emotions. If disappointment accumulates too much, love and past affection will be wiped out bit by bit. Once it is completely wiped out one day, it will no longer be able to hurt it in the slightest. The experiences she had experienced in her previous life were enough to completely wipe out the relationship between father and daughter for more than 10 years. The various unbearable things she experienced had long since turned the family relationship into hatred. She only had hatred for him, without any affection. After comforting his mother, Ren pushed open his grandfather's study. Ren Hungru invited her to sit down and poured her a cup of tea. "You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her." Author, She Yet. Chapter 63. Grandpa, I just remembered something we overlooked. When you look at a person with malice or a calm enough mind, many details that were ignored and not cared about in the previous life will become clues. Ren Hungru did not speak, motioning her to continue. "I remember that after he first entered the company, he often gave gifts to people in order to gain a foothold in the company. I suspect that he was transferring property under the guise of giving gifts. Maybe it was really giving gifts at the beginning, but it is hard to say whether it was true later." Ren Hungru smiled, seeing that she was very satisfied in her eyes. He took out a document from the drawer, handed it to her, and motioned her to take a look. Ren Ran took it and flipped through it. His pupils widened instantly, and he raised his head to look at his grandfather. This document was delivered to me half an hour ago. After Ren Ran read it carefully, his blood pressure rose in anger, but it was quickly suppressed. He is really greedy. Just as she thought before, Konglji did things honestly at the beginning and did not dare to make any moves at all. After all, at that time, Grandpa was always watching him. Even if he had hundreds of courage, he would not dare to disobey. It was not until Grandpa began to trust him and accept him that he dared to transfer assets in a small range, from hundreds of thousands of things at the beginning, gradually to millions, and even tens of millions of company resources. Put the jewelry in the auction house, and then bid for it himself, and pour the money of the Ren family into his pocket naturally. The things went through the open road and were delivered to the customers who flattered him. Just for this one, it was enough for him to eat several years of jail food. The body of the venomous snake has been fully exposed, but you must be careful of its final counterattack. Don't act rashly before the venom in its mouth is completely removed. His death is not a pity, but you are precious. I would rather spend more time than give him a chance to resist, Ren Hungruo said earnestly. Yes, Ren Ran wrote down her grandfather's words. Remember, no matter how much you hate or how uncomfortable you feel, you have to endure. A little impatience will ruin a big plan. Yes. Grandpa, you should take a rest and don't work too late. Grandpa knows. After coming out of the study, Ren Ran breathed a sigh of relief, knowing clearly that her grandfather had penetrated deeper than she did, and she felt relieved. The anniversary celebration of Haishi No. 1 Middle School arrived as expected in the expectation of the students. A row of spirited young pioneers stood at the school gate to welcome the guests, and vehicles came and went in an endless stream. Ren Ran happened to meet Zhao Yi at the school gate, and the two returned to school together. As soon as she walked to the entrance of the teaching building, she saw Kong Lian, who was wearing a dress and surrounded by stars. Kong Lian stood on the steps, looking down at her, with a smile on her face, a proud smile that pressed her under his feet. Ren Ran stepped forward. Kong Lian, your father is so important, he will definitely come on such an important day, right? My father is busy with work and has no time. Besides, it's just a speech on behalf of all the students. I have often been on stage since I was a child, so my father is no longer a surprise. Show off, naked show off. Ren Ran looked at her in surprise. Your father came to Haishi, don't you know? Instantly, Kong Lian's face turned pale, and a trace of panic flashed in his eyes. Suddenly, Ren Ran chuckled, ha ha, I was kidding you, you are really not easy to tease. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 64. Kong Lian's face turned blue and white, showing that he was very angry. Zhao Yi followed up and said, are you afraid that your father will come, or are you guilty because you know that your father will definitely not come? Before Kong Lian could answer, Guo Tongwen gave the perfect answer, there's no need to ask. You can tell by looking at her face that her father will definitely not come. If he really values her, how could he not come? Lin Xiaoi then added, hey, can illegitimate daughters be treated the same as legitimate daughters? After all, illegitimate daughters cannot be seen in the light. The four people crowded around like a dragon, making her face twisted with anger, and her eyes looking at them seemed to be quenched with poison. Lin Xiaoi's last words were like a knife stabbing her heart. This was what she hated and cared about the most in her life. Hu Zio stood up and said, don't go too far. Be a good person and have some moral integrity. Ji Qing followed suit. Look at the words of these people's words of support. First, they did not refute the illegitimate daughter, and second, they did not dare to confront their slander. This is enough to explain everything. In fact, everyone knows who she is, but no one has revealed it. Kong Lian also realized this, ignored them, and left directly. Hu Ziyu and others immediately followed. Lin Xiaoai and others dared to look down on her, but they didn't. This is not because she doesn't dare to give them gifts on weekdays. The real reason is that several of their parents were promoted by the company at work, and even some of their parents had Kong Lian helping them out. The lifeblood of their parents' work and the family's financial resources depended on Kong Lian. They had unknowingly transformed from their former little followers into unconditional helpers. In the school auditorium, the leaders of the school and outstanding graduating students sit in the front row, and teachers of various subjects sit in the back. The students are divided into positions according to their exclusion. Ren Ran's class happened to be sitting in the middle and front. Zhao Yi and others followed Ren Ran and sat in the middle, which was the best place to watch the movie. The opening remarks were the same as before, and the students in the audience were drowsy. When will it end? I can't wait to watch the show, Guo Tongwen muttered dissatisfiedly. It's still early. That little green tea lady Kong Lian hasn't even come on stage yet. After she comes on stage and finishes her speech, it's almost time to start. Mom, we have to wait at least half an hour. I don't think I can stand it for half an hour. Just wait. Zhao Yi turned his head and saw that she was listening with great interest. Ran Ran, why do you feel so interested in the speech? Actually, the speech was very interesting. What she wanted more to say was that the speech would be interesting later. When the host invited the student representative Kong Lian to come on stage, the students in the audience suddenly became energetic, because after this, the performance would begin immediately. I hope senior sister won't push Lai Lai for too long. I believe senior sister understands us. The lower grade students in the audience looked at Kong Lian expectantly. Kong Lian stood on the stage, watching countless pairs of eyes in the audience focusing on him, straightening his chest, walking to the podium, adjusting the microphone, with a confident smile on his face. Dear leaders and teachers, dear classmates, hello everyone. I am Kong Lian from Class 1, Grade 3. I am honored to be standing there today, not only on behalf of myself, but also on behalf of our entire class. Suddenly, the microphone went silent and her voice disappeared from the stereo. Kong Lian was slightly startled. What's going on? What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 65. The students in the audience looked at each other in surprise. What happened? The microphone seems to have lost its sound. The microphone is useless. The students and teachers in charge of the backstage hurried to get the spare microphone and prepare to replace it. Before they could act, a voice came from the speakers, but it was not Kong Lian's voice. Boss Lin, you only need to let me take a look at the test papers of this mathematical Olympiad. I won't take them away or take photos. I will give you 5 million. You will definitely make a profit on this deal. There are 5 places for admission tickets. One less will not affect the finals at all. Don't you really want to consider it? There are 2 contestants named and mute. I hope you can find a way to eliminate them. I gave them the food only after they paid me. I didn't poison them. It's just that the one with poor stomach had a slight diarrhea. I really didn't poison them. Principal Li's face in the audience turned gloomy. Kong Lian's mind on the stage exploded with a boom. He was so shocked that he was blank. He was at a loss and stood there. After the initial shock, the students on the audience stand woke up together and stared. Oh my God! Are those conversations just now about the truth of this mathematical Olympiad? Definitely. I heard that several contestants from the neighboring Daiwan city had food poisoning, and it matched the recording just played. Then buying people, does that mean? Everyone looked at Kong Lian, who was gloomy on the stage. Zhao Yi kept saying wow, 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 wow. Kong Lian, this little green tea, bought the mathematical Olympiad champion. I said it, how come she won the championship in the promotion match after such a bad performance in the previous game? The mathematical Olympiad champion is fake. Ren Ran didn't advance, was he knocked down by someone? I saw Kong Lian advance and Ren Ran didn't advance before, so I felt strange. It turns out that there is such a thing behind it. Kong Lian looked at the eyes cast by the people below the stage, as if she was stripped naked and tortured in public. The humiliation and shame made her want to find a crack in the ground to crawl into. She wanted to escape, but her feet were like glue, making her unable to move. A classmate came forward and replaced the microphone, and the conversation in the speaker disappeared. "Senior Kong Lian, you can continue your speech." Kong Lian smiled at her. She thought her smile was very decent, but in the eyes of others, that smile was so stiff and ugly. She took a few deep breaths and continued her unfinished speech. The speech should have been fluent and confident, but now it was read stumblingly amid the endless contempt from the audience. The more anxious she was, the more uncontrollable her mouth was. Finally, after reading the speech, she didn't care about anything else and hurriedly left the stage. The host hurried to the stage to continue the next process. The performance that should have been expected by everyone was now no match for the explosive news just now. Kong Lian just walked to the backstage, and was greeted by everyone's inquiring eyes. Those eyes were like needles, piercing her body, making her uncomfortable all over. She was about to leave when two uniformed police officers found the backstage. "Excuse me, who is Kong Lian?" Everyone looked at Kong Lian, and those who were about to go on stage stopped subconsciously to watch the excitement first. Kong Lian was stared at by everyone. I am. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, She Yet. Chapter 66. One of the police officers said, "Don't be nervous, Kong Lian. We just want you to go over and do an investigation." Good. Kong Lian left with the two police officers. As soon as she left, the backstage went crazy. Everyone quickly took out their mobile phones to share the news with their classmates. In the audience seats in the auditorium, many people's mobile phones dinged in their pockets. Every student took out their mobile phones and after seeing the information on it, they immediately shared it with the classmates around them. Ren Ran also received the news immediately. Of course, Kong Lian's little green tea was taken away by the police. As soon as the incident was released, people were taken away. Ren Ran received a phone call, and after finishing the call with the person, he stood up and left the auditorium. "Where are you going?" Zhao Yi asked. "Take care of something." Ren Ran left the auditorium and happened to see Lu Boyi and teacher Zhao at the door. "Have you also been notified?" The three of them walked outside the school together and headed to the Public Security Bureau. "What's going on with teacher Zhao?" Lu Boyi asked. "I'm not very clear about the details. As you can see, all the school leaders and students who participated in the competition received the recording." "Why didn't I receive it?" Lu Bo took out his mobile phone and checked. "Yeah. It's really there." After arriving at the Public Security Bureau, they gradually summarized what happened from the information revealed by other contestants. An hour ago, all participants received a recording. At the same time, someone reported in real name that there was something fishy about the mathematical Olympiad competition. The other party came to the organizer to argue, and the two sides had a conflict. The final result was that everyone was taken away. These people were conducting routine interviews to find the person who released the audio behind the scenes. Ren Ran was questioned alone by a police girl and heard the original recording from her. One of the two names that had been silenced was hers. "Has anyone been looking for you recently?" "No." "Why did the other party want to disqualify you? Do you know the reason?" "If nothing else, it should be that the other classmate and I are too powerful and the other student is afraid of us. The police officer smiled and said, "Why should the other party be afraid of you when they get the question?" "I don't know this." "You really can't think of anyone you've offended?" "Could it be?" She paused and then shook her head. "It can't be her." "Who?" "It's hard for me to say. After all, you can't talk nonsense about this kind of thing. Let's just chat casually, you don't have to worry too much," the female police officer said softly. "My classmate Kong Lian. She is very competitive. People in the school are saying that I have a high possibility of promotion, but she has no chance. Maybe there are too many such rumors and she feels uncomfortable." 10 minutes later, Ren finished asking questions and left the police station. That night, Ren received the news that the results of this mathematical Olympiad competition would not count and he would have to retake the exam. This time the person in charge will be sent from the capital, and the way the questions are set will be different. On the other side, Kong Lian was taken away by the police himself and was not released until after dark. "As soon as I left the police station, I saw my mother's car parked outside and waiting." Kong Lian was a little afraid to step forward, and finally gritted his teeth. The car window slowly lowered, and Ruan Fengru said in a cold voice without even looking at her, "Get in the car." It was so quiet in the car that she felt weak and her palms were sweating. "What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her." Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 67. As soon as she got home, Ruan Fengru waved her hand, and a crisp slap sounded. "Pa!" Her cheeks turned red instantly. She didn't dare to fight back, let alone beg for mercy. "Waste," Ruan Fengru said angrily. Kong Lian wanted to say that it was not her fault, but her subordinates did not do their job properly, and let people take advantage of the loopholes. "I have protected you in this matter, but if you want to completely clear you, you must get the first place in the re-examination. Remember, it is a must. If you can't get the first place, even if there is no evidence to prove that they are the ones who bribed President Lin, they will face rumors." Kong Lian's heart trembled. It is too difficult to get the first place in the mathematical Olympiad when those masters are all there. They were all killed before, and she won the championship only after getting the questions. But now all of them are here. How easy is it for her to win the championship? "Mom, You have to do it even if you can't. I've hired a teacher for you. Before the competition starts, you stay at home and train." Ruan Fengru stared at her coldly. "You know the consequences if you can't win the championship." Kong Lian trembled slightly. "Mom." Ruan Fengru ignored her and left directly. Back in the room, she felt very aggrieved. She took out her mobile phone and dialed her father's number. One call after another, no one answered. If the person calling him now is Ren, he will definitely answer. When he thought of this possibility, he couldn't help but feel aggrieved, embarrassed, hateful, and jealous, and all kinds of emotions intertwined. "Ren, it's all your fault. Why don't you die?" Throw the pillow in his hand hard against the opposite wall. Since the school anniversary celebration, Kong Lian has not been to school. The rumors about her have become more and more intense, especially her absence, which has confirmed the fact that she is the mastermind and the championship was bought. 5 days later, the mathematical Olympiad will be reselected. This time, everyone was very cautious. They didn't dare to go out for a stroll or eat anything. On the day of the competition, all the people who advanced last time looked unhappy. After all, they were the most suspicious. Among these 5 people, Kong Lian was the most suspicious. As soon as she appeared, she immediately attracted the attention of countless people. She is the one from High City. She is the champion. She ranked so low in the last promotion competition, but she is the champion this time. It's impossible to imagine. If you ask me, the person behind the scenes is most likely her. SHH, she's looking over here, stop talking. What are you afraid of? She has the courage to do it, so why are you afraid of us talking about it? When the bell rang, everyone quieted down. Yan Kailang, the former provincial mathematical Olympiad champion, and the winners of the previous two national mathematical Olympiad champions appeared at the scene, one of whom was Shen Qian, a legendary figure in the mathematical Olympiad. Shen Qian, someone recognized the other person. Oh my god, why is Shen Qian here? Oh my god, I actually saw Shen Qian alive. God, it's God Shen Qian. The teacher of the organizer quietly maintained order, and when everyone quieted down, he said, the big questions of this competition will be temporarily set by these people. Everyone was dumbfounded. The excitement just now turned directly into wailing. Oh my god. Do you have to be so cruel? Let God Shen Qian set the big questions for me, isn't this embarrassing for me? International competitions are not so cruel. It's over, they are all geniuses from previous sessions, let them set the questions, I'm dead. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 68. The noise grew louder. Silence, silence. Start asking questions. The former provincial mathematical Olympiad champion projected the question on the big screen with a smile. Then another national champion projected his question on the screen. Finally it was Shen Qian's turn, and he calmly put the question on the screen. Ren Ran was shocked when she saw the question from Shen Qian, because she had seen it before in her previous life. When she was looking through the trash can, she saw a math problem-solving book. At that time, she felt strange why someone would throw it away. When Ren Ran was amazed at that question, others were wailing in their hearts, for no reason it was difficult. Even the other two championship winners almost knelt down in front of Shen Qian after seeing the title. After the questions were asked, the three champions left the examination room gracefully. Shen Qian, you are too cruel. Yan Kailang then said, not only is he ruthless, he simply doesn't leave a way for my juniors and juniors to survive. Facing the ridicule of the two bad friends, Shen Qian said expressionlessly, since we are selecting talents, we can't do this kind of questions. It is also a good thing for them to leave as soon as possible. There is no need to waste time on this in the future. The other two looked at each other and stopped talking. After the exam was over, Ren Ran felt very good. When he left the exam room, he looked at Kong Lian, but saw that the other person was pale. When he saw her, he didn't come over to have tea and chat with her as usual, and turned around to leave. In the classroom where the test papers are being graded, a group of teachers have graded the test papers one after another. Full marks can be found everywhere on the basic questions in the front. There are also many people who can get two of the three big questions right. Only the questions asked by Shen Qian have not yet been answered. One person answered it. This is a good idea, but it's a pity that the last question is just a little bit off, a teacher said regretfully. Other teachers who graded papers felt the same way. As the person in charge assigned by the superiors this time, Shen Qian naturally heard the emotions of other teachers, but he didn't take it seriously. Suddenly, a teacher exclaimed in surprise. I'll go. Someone has solved Teacher Shen's problem. Everyone was curious and ran over to watch. While others were still lamenting the excitement after someone solved the problem, a marking teacher discovered a blind spot. He looked at Shen Qian, who was calmly solving the problem in front of him. Teacher Shen, this student's idea of solving the problem is exactly the same as what you wrote. Shen Qian finally reacted, became a little more interested, stood up, and walked towards the crowd. As soon as he came, the other teachers stepped out of the way. He picked up the test paper, raised his eyebrows, and there was a trace of emotion in Rumo's deep eyes. He looked at the signature of the test paper, and the two words Juingziu, Ren Ran were written on it. Ren Ran, the deep voice, chewed these two words carefully. In Heiken No. 1 Middle School, the people in Class 1, Grade 3, were particularly excited today. To be more precise, everyone in the grade was looking forward to one thing, and that was the results of the Provincial Mathematical Olympiad competition. I want to know now whether Kong Lian will be the first place in the Mathematical Olympiad this time. If it was her, then she was definitely not the one who cheated before. Needless to say, I heard that the person hosting and setting the questions this time is the great mathematician Shen Qian. Anyone who is interested in learning and mathematics has heard of his name. For no other reason than that, many mathematics teachers will use him to motivate students. He is just a legend. When Teacher Zhao walked into the classroom, all the students looked at him expectantly. Teacher Zhao's eyes passed over Ren Ran and Kong Lian. Teacher Zhao, the results of this mathematical Olympiad competition are out, right? What's the result? Ding Chong asked from below. Teacher Zhao pushed his eyes on the bridge of his nose and said, "It's out." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 69. Kong Lian's hands were shaking slightly uncontrollably, and she tried hard to keep a smile. Ren Ran is very calm. He lost the election last time. Even if he loses the election this time, he will not be criticized. Teacher Zhao did not announce it directly, but said something. I know that students are very concerned about the results of this exam, but the teacher would like to say that no matter what the results of this mathematical Olympiad are, I hope students will not jump to conclusions and criticize other students just because of one result. This time, the Provincial Mathematical Olympiad champion is still there. Zhao Yi immediately asked, "Teacher, what about Kong Lian? Where is she ranked?" Yes, did she advance?" Guo Tongwen asked. Teacher Zhao sighed, "Kong Lian, you won't be able to advance to the national finals this time." He only said that he didn't advance, but he didn't say the specific rank, and there was no need to say. In fact, to announce results, you can just call the students who participated in the competition privately and say it in front of the parties concerned. However, the vice principal last time told us to announce it in front of all the students, in order to increase the cohesion of the class and the sense of belonging to the school. Let the students feel proud and other reasons. In his opinion, these reasons were nothing but bullshit, but he had no choice but to obey the vice principal's orders. At this moment, someone had announced the rankings of this mathematical Olympiad competition on the campus network. Wow, Ding Chong whistled, I saw the promotion list. As soon as these words came out, others understood it instantly, and many people secretly checked their phones. After everyone read it, everyone was shocked and looked at Kong Lian. Damn it, only 7th place. Isn't the previous championship a little too watery? I fell directly from 1st to 7th. It's too exaggerated to drop from 1st place to 7th place. Do you think this is an exaggeration? Ren Ran went from eliminating members to becoming the champion. This is more interesting. Do you still remember that I heard that recording in the auditorium before? There was silence in it. It was said to be the names of 2 people. Let me go, maybe one of them is Ren Ran. Looking at these results, there is a high probability that it is her. I heard that the mastermind behind the scenes has not been found yet. Who do you think is behind this? Whoever benefited last time must be it, Guo Tongwen said loudly, loud enough for everyone in the classroom to hear clearly. Everyone looked at Kong Lian with blank eyes, making her feel on pins and needles. Hu Zio said, retaking the exam is an opportunity for those who have failed, and they have a relaxed mentality. If you are happy, if you are not, it is no fault. But for those who have been selected, it is not that easy. They must bear the double burden. The pressure and mental imbalance will inevitably affect the performance. Following Hu Zio's words, Kong Lian's face looked a little better. Ji Qing followed up and said, Kong Lian is not the only person who failed to advance this time. Don't just slap the shit on someone's head. Zhao Yi chuckled softly, why don't we see the other 3 promotion candidates having an unbalanced mentality? What does this mean? It means that they have real materials and can still secure their position after several more attempts. However, they are some people's champions. This is a big deal. To the Pacific Ocean. That's right, the other person you mentioned who didn't advance is ranked 6th, just 1 place behind. Teacher Zhao looked at the classroom that looked like a vegetable market with a sullen face. Quiet, quiet. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 70. Teacher Zhao looked at the culprit Ding Chong. Ding Chong, hand over your cell phone. Teacher, I don't have a mobile phone. Teacher Zhao didn't tolerate him, so he walked directly to his seat and found his mobile phone from the middle of the book. And you guys, take out your cell phones. Anyone who is targeted by Teacher Zhao will obediently hand over their mobile phones regardless of their unwillingness. After Lao Zhao interrupted, the matter about Kong Lian was put on hold for the time being. No one discussed it anymore. What should be studied and what should be done? It was quiet in class, but everything went as usual after class. Rumors were spread not only among Class 1, Grade 3, but also among the entire grade, and even among teachers and students throughout the school. Kong Lian once again became famous in this dishonorable form. She didn't dare to go home. Even if she didn't want to go home, she would eventually have to face her mother's accusations. Mom, Kong Lian called out timidly as soon as he entered the house. Ruan Fengru didn't look up. There is bird's nest stew in the kitchen, let's go drink it. Good. She drank the bird's nest uneasily, glancing at her mother from time to time, feeling uneasy. 5 minutes later, Ruan Fengru said, have you finished drinking? Before Ruan Fengru spoke, she admitted her mistake first. Mom, I was wrong. It was my unstable mentality that led to this failure. Mom, I will never do it again next time. Seeing her daughter's fear, Ruan Fengru said in a soft voice, it's not your fault, it's because I didn't arrange it well. If she is immature, it is normal for her to fail, but her mother's intelligence seems to her to be more powerful than her father's, but her mother still failed to succeed. Kong Lian thought of a possibility. Mom, she's so lucky. I feel like no matter what we do, we can't succeed. Not only was it unsuccessful, it actually made her reputation become so bad. Not only Kong Lian thought of this, Ruan Fengru also thought of this. If her daughter's fate were completely different from hers, then mother and daughter would no longer have to rely on others to live their lives. Instead of being afraid, Ruan Fengru became more determined to take away Renran's fate. What you said makes sense. I will ask the expert tomorrow how to solve this matter. If her luck does not decline sharply, their actions will be hampered at every turn. You have a good rest and try to beat her in the next monthly exam. Good. Seeing that his mother did not punish him, Kong Lian breathed a sigh of relief. The next day, Ruan Fengru called Gao Ren, but no one answered the call. From morning to afternoon, calls will be made every other time period. Finally in the evening, there was a response from the other end of the phone. Hindered. Before Ruan Fengru could speak, a deep voice came from the other end of the phone, and 3 words directly stated that they were facing an embarrassing situation. Master, the opponent's luck is too strong. No matter what we do here, we can always turn the opponent's misfortune into good fortune. Has the spell been put on? Already released. There was silence on the other end of the phone, and Ruan Fengru did not dare to make a sound. After a few minutes, the call finally came back. In a few days, I will ask someone to send a few more talisman papers. You can find a way to put these talisman papers in a private place such as the bedroom where they live every day. If you can let them carry the talisman papers with them, the effect will be better. Thank you, Master Ruan Fengru thanked her repeatedly. I will call you the fee later. Yes, the person on the other end responded coldly and hung up the phone directly. Instead of being angry, Ruan Fengru immediately transferred 5 million to the other party's account.